Warning. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Whatever happened to black fatigue? I thought you guys were tired of black culture. But what we're actually seeing is not that you're tired of black culture. You're tired, you're fatigued by the fact that we are now putting ownership on our culture and you can't get into it. Let's talk about it. What it do, family and friends? Welcome back to the Church of Black Power. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell so you can be notified whenever videos like this drop. Please make sure you're hitting that like and share button so we can beat up the algorithm. Make sure we get this message out to the ears that need to hear. And if you haven't done so yet, please click that link in the description, go to change.org and put your signature on the petition for reparations. And with that being said, family, this is incredibly irritating to do. However, it is very necessary because this is a prime example of why you can't take these Nabiscos serious whatsoever. These folks love to run around here, and we've been hearing it over the past year or so about black fatigue. They're so fatigued by black culture. But yet, these folks can't live without black culture. Everything that they do is a mimic of black culture. I want to play this video clip, and then we're going to really dig deeper into this situation. Let's go, family.
What you doing? This bitch just giving it out. What the hell? Girl that a wham in a circle, even if it look make it jump like a hurdle. Girl that a wham in a circle, even if it look make it jump like a hurdle. Girl that a wham in a circle, even if it look. Yeah.
Take me through that, take me through that.
Where she going?
Take me through that, take me through that.
Through that.
Take me through that, take me through that.
Through there.
Take me through that, take me through that.
Family, all these people are showing us is that they're not fatigued by us. They're only fatigued by the fact that we are now taking ownership over us. We're taking ownership of our heritage, lineage, and culture. We're taking ownership of anything we create because it's ours. To say that you have black fatigue while copying black culture is incredibly incoherent. It makes absolutely no sense. The people that are running around talking about they have black fatigue, they're running around here speaking the FBA vernacular. They're running around consuming FBA music almost exclusively. They're copying FBA fashions, hairstyles, and aesthetics. They're modeling their humor, posture, and online personas after foundational Black American creators. These folks depend on black culture output for relevance or an identity. But yet they have black fatigue. No. See, what we actually see is the opposite of black fatigue. We see obsession without accountability, consumption without respect, and you see imitation paired with resentment. That's not fatigue. That's dependency mixed with hostility. And all these folks love to run around claiming that we have no culture, or our culture is so despicable. Let's go with that word. But the fact of the matter is, you can't claim exhaustion from a culture you're actively study, mimic, and profit from. You just can't do that. To be honest with you, the position itself isn't really hypocritical, but it does exposes a deeper discomfort with Black autonomy rather than Black presence. Because when you really think about it, are they really mad at the culture? Are they really mad that we're not letting them handcuff the culture and put claim to it? Let's think about this for a second, family. What actually provokes the hostility is not Black culture in itself. It's Black folks asserting ownership over said culture. You see, Black culture is celebrated when it's detached from Black political interest. It's also celebrated when it's stripped of its historical context. It's celebrated when it's not controlled by Black voices. It's celebrated when it's interpreted by non-Black voices. But the moment foundational Black American says, nah, this is ours, we created this, you don't get to define not just us, but everything that we create while copying us. That's when everybody start the accusations. Oh, foundational Black Americans have no culture. Oh, y'all too loud. Oh, I'm fatigued. It isn't the fact that they're fatigued by Black culture. They're fatigued by foundational Black Americans gatekeeping our culture. And every time we turn around, we're getting another example of the same people who are so-called fatigued with us, trying to do what we do, try to act like we act, try to dress the way we dress, and try to take on our aesthetics. It's highly idiotic for anybody to say foundational Black Americans have no culture when we have example after example after example after example of things like this. Let me explain to you all how it actually works, how they actually break us out of our own culture, or not even break, but take us out of our culture in their minds. This is how the paradox work, right? So Black Americans become the blueprint of whatever. The blueprint then gets copied. It gets exported and it gets monetized. Once it's widespread, it is rebranded as mainstream or American or pop culture. Then the originators, foundational Black Americans, are told we don't have a culture. All while these folks are running around being the copy, no paste of our culture. The Dollar General version of our culture. The Dollar Tree version, the Temu version of our culture. So family, don't let nobody tell you that they're fatigued by us while they're running around here still actively trying to mimic and take our culture because they have none. But family, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I am eager to read what you guys have to say. With that being said, family and friends, the doors of the church are now closed. Peace, family.
My grandfather built this country, man. He fought wars for it. And most places he went wouldn't let him sit down and get a cup of coffee. I can't even catch a cab in New York. You know, it doesn't matter how many degrees I get. All you people see is color. Your grandfather was an immigrant. You're American. My grandfather was born here, Duke. And you people still look at me as just another nigga.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Us black people going to survive. Yeah. So fuck everybody. I'm off.